Hello, everybody. This is Elisha Keating from wisdomseekers.net. And my conversation today is about sleeping because, or lack thereof. It is, I'm not the only one that's having a hard time sleeping. I mean, this morning, about 5 o'clock, I finally got to sleep and I was awake again by 9:30. So that gives me a few hours sleep, 3 hours and a few minutes. But I think this is part of the evolution of it's part of the energies that we're working through. It's part of the way things are happening. Because I'm not the only one. My daughter, who's in a totally different area of the house from me, had the same problem. She got maybe an hour more or an hour less than me. I'm not quite sure. And when I talk to hey, Mama B, I will answer a question, but just not right away. But I'm not quite sure how. I know the people I'm in contact with, the people I talk to all the time, they're also saying they're having a hard time sleeping. And part of it is the coronal mass ejections that are coming out of the sun. And if you know anything about the metaphysical part of it, it says that the energy comes from the central sun, which is a black sun. It comes through all the way up and through our sun to us, which also enhances our energy. It brings us up to a higher level. And if you look at the sun and you're a little older, you remember the sun used to be yellow and it's now pretty brilliant white. And it's also hotter, a lot hotter. A couple of years, about 5 years ago now, I think it is. I remember riding in the car about this time of the year and thinking, wow, that sun is really hot compared to what we're used to. So the sun is getting hotter. And if you know anything about the planets, you can go and see them going systematically brighter and brighter and brighter. We are probably one of the last planet to get that infusion of energy and become brighter. And why are we the last? I don't know. We're not that far. It might be because of the heavy density that that we have to work through. There's a lot of stories that go with the ascension that we're going through right now. And my personal opinion is we are in the midst of it, right? We are in the midst of it. I don't see it as a flashpoint. I see it as a continuation of something that started maybe in the 1800s and slowly got more and more and more. And if you go back and look at the history, the 1800s, there started to become more spiritual. People were becoming more involved in spirituality. And back then it was mostly spiritualist, but other Madame Blavatsky came along, and Scientology came along, and all these new energies. And of course, there's going to be, when something new happens, there's going to be different levels within that new to make it better or make it worse. And my personal involvement started like 1970, I think 74, 75, when I moved to Edmonton. And I ran into people who belonged to the Psychic Society of Alberta. And I just felt like I had woken up. It was amazing. When the lady started telling me about it, I could sit and listen for 10 minutes, and I'd have to get up, literally move out of the room, and then come back and hear some more, and then move out of the room, and then come back and hear some more, and move out of the room. And it was a beginning for me. It was about I was about 24 at the time, and it was exciting. It was fun. I had so much fun for 4 years. We did so many things that I wish I could go back to that stage of just because it was so much fun. But then I got married and had kids, and 87, 89 came along, and that's when supposedly we had decided to take the earth forward. Wow, there's a lot of people on there. I'm going to have to get my daughter to come help. That's when we had supposedly decided to take the earth, to see if we could take the earth up into the new dimensional energy and stay alive. Because in all the previous times that we've tried, the world has come to an abrupt end. Like dinosaurs died or whatever. I mean, there are cycles with a 25,000 year cycle, 52,000 year cycle, 102-year-old cycle. I forget which it is. 52, 54, 104,000 year cycle all came to an end at the same time. So we had this option, and because we had this option, they said it started in 87 with the convergence, but no, it was decided in the 1800s. Otherwise, people like me wouldn't have been born until after the 83. And a lot of people come in after 83 are these people. But I wasn't early. I was early. Well, when I came through, about 5% of us had the same energy, and each 20 years, there'd be more and more and more. But, it's a whole scientific, metaphysically scientific, not scientific. One day it will be scientific, but right now it's metaphysical science, a way of dealing with it. And it can only be done. It can only be arranged from something that is like a supercomputer on steroids. So that to me would indicate and you can call it whatever you want. I don't care. God, Allah. I call it the universal energy because I cannot see God as a single human-like entity. And they say in the Bible, it says we are made in the image of God. Well, not that we've got 2 arms and 2 legs and a face, but we are made in the energy of God. That's my belief. You can have your belief. I'm fine with that. We are made in the image of God, and that we can create. We are creators. And I kind of lost my track because I was supposed to be talking about sleeping. But all what I'm talking about is what's happening in the universe right now is because we chose this. We chose to go and move the whole earth up. Will everybody go? No, not everybody's going to choose to go. Some people are going to choose to stay with the third dimensional energies, and they're going to be very sorry about that in 200 years, as we know, because of the time travelers that have come back from the third dimensional energies trying to find genetic material to regenerate. It's a choice. It's always a choice. It's a physical choice. They're not stuck there. They can always come out of it and move on to another level. And the metaphysics in the energies, right? We're not stuck there. It's a choice. It's a lesson. The rest of us are going to choose to go to the 5th dimension. Some people say it's the 9th, but I don't think so. And I'm usually right. Why would we move from the 3rd to the 9th? Honestly, why would we skip all those interdimensions between where we could learn so much and have so much fun? So yeah, I think of course we're going to skip the fourth because that's the dream dimension. And there are lots of little dimensions that float around free too that aren't one, two, three, you know, A, B, C. That's totally irrelevant. What I'm saying is we're in the midst of it right now, and it's the third and the fifth is pulling apart from each other. So what does that mean? Sometimes our feet are in the third and our head is in the fifth, and it causes us a lot of disorientation, and we have a hard time sleeping because sleeping, well, we're not in the fourth, obviously, with we're not sleeping very well. But there's also the void. And if we can get into the void, we can create. What do we create? What's on your mind? If you create chaos, horrible events, Ukrainian war, yeah, we're going to create that. If we if we go to the void and create something beautiful and wonderful, we're going to do that. So, and timeline, when I say we're in the midst of it, it's because this is happening on such a gargantuan scale. It's not going to happen in hours or minutes, it's years, literally years. And a part of what's happening is we're coming to the end of time. And literally, that's exactly what it is. We're coming to the end of time, not the end of the world, not the end of realities. The realities will shift, of course, because each reality depends on how you think. We're coming to the end of time, and things will not happen within time. And for a while, that will also disorient us again. That's part of the reason we don't sleep so well, because our bodies are messed up on time. I should be sleeping now. I wish I was sleeping now, actually. I had 3 hours, 4 hours sleep last night. So we're coming to the end of time. And it's not coming to the end of time as we know it. But don't worry, you'll still be able to make the appointments on time. And you'll still be able to do things on time. In fact, it'll probably be easier than it was before because you can create when the time is right. So my timeline is things are going to stay in chaos for at least 23, 24, 25, might start to move out in 25, 26, 27, 28. Then we're out of, I believe then we will be out of chaos. So we've got 4 or 5 years. Now, how intense it will be depends on you. How much have you allowed yourself to be your authentic self? And you become your authentic self by getting rid of that which hooks you. Okay? And the more you allow yourself to get rid of that which hooks you, the more you become your authentic self. And there's one lady I was working with last week who had something happen, and she wouldn't do it for herself, but she would do it for her kids. And she worked and let things go. The next day she went to work, and she's a nurse. And she messaged me and says, I don't know what happened, but when I put my hands on people, I can feel the energy moving and helping them heal. Well, that's her niche. She's a healer. And so in 12 hours, she had jumped up that much by clearing out a hook. So the more you become authentically you, the more you are going to demonstrate who and what you are. So I wouldn't happen to me because I'm not a healer like that. What I am is good. I am good at what I do, but that's not my forte. And I keep growing and changing. Okay. So with that, I think I'm going to go back here because there's a lot of people on and see what it has to say. Hey, Mama B. Okay, thanks for the information. I wanted to know how many years will Diego get sentenced to jail. I'm not good at that sort of thing. I know they would have at least 1 year. And the Americans, I don't like the system the Americans have, because it's a they don't let people go easily because they make money for them. So let me see what Diego says. Diego. It might be 3 years. That's what I'm getting. I think Diego thinks it's about 3 years. Jean, how are you doing? It was nice seeing you at Walmart the other day. Yes. Hey, Bree. Maggie, hello. Kim Garcia. Hi, ladies. How are you? How are you guys? May I ask if my friend Gabrielle will still be around to help me move before the end of the year? I know that he is planning to move to Mexico. Gabrielle. It's nip or tuck, to be honest. I feel that when you move at the end of the years, basically about when he's planning, Gabrielle is planning on moving, and at this point, it's not solidified his the exact time to move, and it's still it might be that he can make arrangements to help you move, and then make his way back to Mexico himself. I do think that he would like to stay and help you. And I do feel he's kind of dragged back and forth. What should I do? And if he goes early, it might be that he will come back, or he feels like not an obligation, but a desire to help you move. So he will try to make some form of arrangements for you. And exactly what the arrangements are, I can't tell you. Hey, Joe. Let's see. So one of your guides stands out. He came out forward a little bit, a bit ahead of you, and he is working with you specifically, and he's very strong. It appears to me to be masculine energy. It's got a very strong masculine energy. It's almost like he's a shaman. But it's he wants you to work on cultivating a particular aspect of yourself. This man is very powerful, very strong, very, very masculine energy. I think he wants you to. I think he wants you to look at the divine masculine from the form of magic or spirituality. If you know Cecilia Fenn, Fenn, Cecilia, she just put out a channel not too long ago, and she's from South Africa. If you can Google that, she talks about the male aspect coming back into strength, and this is something that you might want to read. It's a very short channel. It's a very easy channel. Just Google it, Fenn, Fenn, and channeling, and latest channeling, and read that. That might help you a bit. Hey, Tarot Tube. Maggie, I would like to ask if if I should accept new job. You know, I don't know what you got, but I gotta think about it first. honestly, for the new job proposal. Let me ask my daughter. Did you
Think about it.
Yeah, my daughter also got think about it. It just, and also you want to go to your heart and ask your heart, not your mind. Your mind's going to chatter and tell you, oh, you got to do that because what if nothing? If, I have a feeling that something isn't quite kosher there for you. It might be good for people, but I'm not 100% sure it's good for you. So go to your heart, ask your heart. No thinking. No thinking when you ask your heart, okay? And again, it comes in many forms, the answers: feeling, knowing, a word, a sound, a light, a picture. And you might have to translate it into words for yourself. Jen says, I need to get some sleep. Too much stress. I only got an hour and a half last night. Yeah, it's pretty rough right now. I saw my physiotherapist today, and I said that sleeping was not one of my talents, and he made the comment that a lot of people are having that problem. Hey, B. Okay, B. We're pleased with you. We're pleased that you listen, that you're balancing your life with a bit of joy and happiness. They want you to, well, of course, keep on working, because that's part of who you are. You should be close to being finished. It seems that they're talking about a job, and I suspect you're going to be a teacher, a music teacher, right? So maybe it's time to start putting out feelers for a job. Be open. Be open to taking the job, even if it's not what you're expecting. Okay? Thank you, B. What do you have anything to add for B? No?
Mm-mm.
You figured it something about a new job coming along?
Something new and exciting is coming along.
Something new and exciting, which is even better than a job. I'm doing fine, thank you, Taro.
Did you want help reading the questions, or?
So as long as I know I'm almost at the finished.
Yeah.
I think you will, Divine Empress. I do believe. Don't rush into it. Make sure that your Empress to the Emperor, and that sometimes we just say, well, nobody else is going to come along. But if you put out to the universe that you want your Emperor, and realize every relationship, it's going to take work. It should be good, and you should have good times with it. You should have times when you argue. Really, you should have times when you argue. That's part of being married, because it's in the hard times that we get to know each other. So you don't want somebody, Emperor, Divine Empress, who just tells you what to do. You want somebody who communicates with you. And if you can find somebody to communicate with you, that will be a good marriage. Happy? It depends on both people. But generally speaking, with a person is willing to meet you, he doesn't even have to be halfway, just part way. But there's communications, then yeah, this should be a good marriage. Hey, Malapali, it's been a while. What will
Gemini's next actions be towards me?
Yeah. What will Gemini's next actions be towards you? Gemini, they've got two personalities, right? And so they're like Libra. They're, should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? Back and forth, back and forth. So part of him is is wanting to jump back in with you or back towards you, and sort of like I can see part of him jumping in front of you going, "Hey, I'm here." And the other part of him going, "Let me think about this. I'm not so sure about this. I got to think about this." And so what's happening is it will be a spur of the minute decision, and which one comes up, hopefully it'll be the one that jumps in and says, "Hey, let's do this." Then the other part of Gemini will have to follow. That's the only way it'll make a difference, is if Gemini, with the part of Gemini that is carefree and crazy and jumps in front of you, that's the only way it will make a difference. The interest is there. Like everybody else in this world today, Gemini has got damage, and that takes, because of the damage, it takes a little longer to reach out to a person. And at this moment, I don't know anybody that is damage free. So if you can be very patient, reach out to the part that goes, "Oh, let me think about it," and be very kind and gentle. And like I say, take them coffee. Reach out to that part, not to the part that's already willing to jump in head first. Okay. So, Mary Flores, does my friend Libra? Yeah, he does. He regrets his decision, that's for sure. He doesn't know how to deal with the other situation, but it's not. Let's put it this way. He made a dumb decision. He doesn't know how to deal with it. He doesn't have strength of will. Is that who you really want? Or do you want somebody who's strong and can make a decision and be a good person in your life? Because that person is kind of wishy-washy. So let him go. If he comes back, he's yours. If he doesn't, go find somebody who's stronger, honestly. Because, yeah, he can wish and wallow and everything all he wants. If he doesn't make a decision, he still doesn't make a decision. Don't waste your time. Go, okay? Does that make sense? Cut him off. Let him go. If he comes back, he's yours. If he doesn't, then you're free to go find somebody else, and the energy is broken. You keep wishing and wanting. That energy doesn't break, doesn't give you a chance to meet somebody new, better new. Well, Joel. I can't pronounce that name, but I got a feeling of, yeah, it would be a good. It would not be. It would be okay choice. Yeah, I get the feeling it would be an okay choice to join that business. All right. Uh, Jen, making a move in the future. There's certain things you need to do first. It's certain decisions you have to come to about for yourself before you can move forward into something new. There's a decision you haven't made in yourself that needs to be done first. Good luck on that. B, thank you both. I'm giving piano. Oh, cool. Although I'm still trying to endeavor and working on the. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I saw. B. I do think that there's coming a time, though, when you're going to start moving into more work. But piano lessons, that's a good one. And Malapa, how do you say that?
Malepale.
Malapale. I know, I should know that, but I'm not very good at names.
Well, it's different reading the names than it is hearing the names.
That's true, very much. And this is hard. You're welcome, Divine Empress. And I got Malapale will he finally come? I got yes. Okay.
Just the when is always still the question.
Yeah, but it feels closer than it has been. You know, you're one of our favorites, B. Of course. And I think I skipped somebody because I remember seeing, oh, there it is, alphabet.
Yeah. Will I get have a person worth my standards?
It is, you know, the more you clear your energy, literally, this is something I watch and see because I work with people a lot. I do my own energy work, clearing. The more you clear, the more you're going to attract that which is your standard. You want a high value man. You have to be a high value woman. And that's just how it is. And find out a high value woman is courteous, sweet, kind, and knows her mind and is polite about it. So be a high value woman and you will attract a high value man. And maybe change what you're attracted to. See, we're attracted to what we need to learn. So if you keep attracting your men who are abusive or cranky or stingy, maybe you need to learn how to not spend so much money or this or that. Look for somebody who's different, totally different, very polite, sweet, strong individual. You always want a powerful man. You don't want a weak man. But look for somebody different from what you think. Look for a friend before you look for a lover. Okay? So and Empress, I do think you probably already know that person. Hey, Silver. I got a really strong sense that yes, you're going to buy a house or a home. Honestly. And again, I can't tell you when because I suck at time. It's like I said, I think we're running out of time. So it will happen. It feels like it could be this year, but you know, it could be next year. But keep looking and enjoy looking. Good luck with that, Jen. So I think we've come to the end of it. Oh yeah, it's about time to call it quits.
Yeah. I was going to say, wrap it up.
Yes, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm just going to say, press the like button, please. Share it with you can. I would appreciate that, or at least tell people about us. Tomorrow, I believe I'm going to talk to Maddie and see if she can do the meditation. So that'll be around 5 o'clock Pacific time. And So, hasta la mañana, hasta la tardis, bye, namaste, namaskar. And I love you, and I love you too.